Hey guys, hello. We are looking at Microsoft PowerPoint today, and this is your introduction to what PowerPoint is. Now, I know in the past you might have used PowerPoint and you're probably thinking like, yeah, but this is easy, just like make some slides. There's actually a lot to PowerPoint, and PowerPoint has changed a lot over the years, but we're going to look at the basics. This is grade 10 C.A.T. So let's look at the basics first, and then we'll look at the sort of cooler stuff, okay, like in another video. First of all, when you open up PowerPoint, let me open up PowerPoint. Let's do a brand new, there we go. So when we open up PowerPoint, this is the interface that you're going to see. And again, you should be familiar with the ribbon. You've got the ribbon at the top there. We have various tabs at the top, and I'm going to go through them and just see what they do, what we have available to us. Okay, the very first slide, you can see it's a template. That's all it is. It says click to add title. So you'll click to add title, click to add a subtitle. That's called a slide layout. And in most presentations, we have various types of layouts. So before we even look at the ribbon, let's just see what other layouts we have available. Have a look here. So in the Home tab, okay, new slide. I'm going to just click on the little arrow there, and that's the one we have now, a title slide. There's a title and content slide. I'm going to click on that so you can see what it does. So a title and content. And then, of course, you've got various things you can add onto the slide. So we have a table, a chart, smart art, smart graphic, 3D models, super cool. That'll be in another video for you guys. Pictures. Online pictures, okay, so you can search online for pictures, video, multimedia clips, and icons, super cool icons, all right. What other slide layouts do we have? We got a section header, okay, that's what that looks like, and you can divide your slideshow into sections, and that comes in very handy when we use the zoom feature in Microsoft PowerPoint, but the zoom feature will be another added one that I'll do in a different video. To content, that sounds weird, but hey, title, content here, great for comparing things, which leads us to comparison, and I think the only difference is it gives you a little heading at the top there, that's all. Okay, what else do we have? Title only, okay, a blank slide. This is the one I use the most because then I like to put my own stuff on the slide, but that's just me anyway. Content with a caption, ooh. And picture with a caption. Oh yes, oh yes. Okay, anyway, so these are all the slides that we have available in this basic setup. Okay, in other designs, we have different slide layouts, but you'll find that out as you go. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? Go back to my first slide. So let's have a look at our ribbon. Take it from there. So here's our home tab. We looked at the new slide button, reuse. Now, the reuse slides does what it says on the tin, okay? Search for PowerPoint slides to reuse. So if I've got two PowerPoint files, two PowerPoint presentations, and there are some slides in another presentation that I really would like to include in this one, that's what I will use. And what it's going to do is if I select that, it's going to go through previous slideshows that I've done, or I can browse for a slideshow that I've created. And let's say, you know what, that's a slideshow that I used before. I'm going to select that one, and I'm going to then choose the content, and I can select particular slides from that presentation and automatically put them in my existing presentation. Really, really handy. That's what reuse slides does. There's my layout. I can reset my entire layouts and everything just back to normal, or I can create section breaks. So you remember in Microsoft Word how we have different sections? In PowerPoint, we can actually do the same thing. We can have an introduction section, a body section, a conclusion section, and you can have different themes for each section. So it's actually very, very powerful. Okay, so that is the slides group that we have there. Of course, you're used to the font group here where you can change everything. The paragraph group, you can change everything. There's your direction of your text. That's where you want to align the text, you know, top, middle, bottom. And of course, here we have the smart art graphics. Okay, shapes are all here. Editing, this is a really nice feature, is the dictation. You can dictate. Haha, let's try it out. Watch this. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll try it out. Dictate. Oh, I can't dictate, I'm not signed in. We won't try that out. Design ideas is really, really handy. This is if you are working on a presentation and you don't really have any ideas in terms of the design, and you can actually go ahead and click on Design Ideas, and it'll kind of kickstart you off in the right way. So if I go ahead and click on something there, then you go, oh, that's actually pretty cool. So that's what design ideas do. Pics and characters, that's my own add-in. That will come in on the insert ribbon when we look at that. Okay, so here we are on the insert ribbon, and you can see again I can insert new slides, I can reuse slides, I can insert a table, and I mean this you guys are familiar with from Word as well. There's my images, pictures. Let me just show you what options we have available for pictures. Okay, so we can insert a picture from this device, okay, so the picture that's located on your computer. Stock images, okay. It accesses a whole range of free, high-quality images that you can put onto your slide. Very, very cool. I'll show you what it does. Click on Stock Images, and we just wait for it to load. Beautiful. There's a beautiful one there. I'm just going to click on that, okay, and I'm going to insert that, and there it is. Fantastic, right? And as you notice, the design ideas pops up. It's always active, working in the background, looking at what you're doing with your slides. If it thinks it can do something nice for you, which I really think it can, that is awesome. Click on that. All right, cool. Nice. Very nice. Okay, so that's the insert pictures option, and online pictures where you can search for pictures using the Bing search engine, which I kind of like for images, I must say. I'm really enjoying that. Screenshots, super cool. You know how that works, okay? You can click on it, you can choose a window that's in the background, or you can do a screen clipping, and we've done this in previous videos, so we don't have to worry about that. And for those of you want to make a nice photo album, if you've got a folder full of like photos, like 100 or 200 photographs, I know you guys with all your selfies, like, hey, check me. You can actually create a photo album using this tool right here. Okay, super cool. In our illustrations group here, we've got shapes and icons. Now, shapes you are familiar with. You've seen all of these, just normal shapes. Don't forget, right at the bottom, the action buttons. Have a go with the action buttons and see what they do. They're actually pre-programmed shapes that perform an action when you click on them in a presentation. Check it out. So that's easy with shapes, okay? Let's put, if we put a star. Where's a star? Here we go. Here's a star. Click and drag, okay, and as you can, okay, that's a terrible presentation, but as you can see with any shape, you can resize the shape. You guys know how to do this. You can rotate the shape, yes you can, and you'll notice my ribbon has got this extra little piece up here called Shape Format. I can change the fill, the outline, and the effects, so I can actually choose any color that I like and make it look bad or better than this. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Cool, where were we? Icons, very, very nice add-on, guys. If you are connected to the internet, you can insert icons, and we've got icons, cutout people, and stickers. Icons, again, I'll just click and show. As you can see, they're just basic icons. They're all vector files, which means you can make them big or small, any size you want, and they maintain their quality, okay? SVG graphics is what we call them. Cutout people, hey, this is actually very good. Professional photographs, okay, so check this guy. He's got a real bad superhero pose going there, but he's like, that looks like a bird, and we'll just put him over there. It's like, haha, the bird's coming to get you, buddy. There. Okay, I'm getting off topic. Insert, where was I? Icons. Insert icons, that's in the illustrations group. Cut out people, stock images, and stickers. I've actually never used stickers, so, they're so cute. I have no idea what that is. Cool. Is that it looks like a broccoli that's sad. I don't know what that is. Okay. And again, design ideas pops up. I'd rather not have you pop up right now. Okay, so that's the illustrations group. You can also insert a form or a quiz, add-ins, links, comments. Okay, you're not going to use any of these in grade 10, but I'm just showing you. Text, this is nice. Text, you can insert a text box, headers and footers for your document when you print. And we'll get onto that, so don't stress. Word art, date and time, slide numbers, and of course objects like links to other files outside of your presentation. You can insert that into there. Okay, these are just add-ins again. I've got an emoji keyboard, maps, images from Pixabay. So these are add-ins. So you have to actually use the add-ins tool to do that. Again, in grade 10 we don't cover this, but if you want to know more, send me an email and I'll help you with that. So let's look at what the design tab has for us. The design tab is pretty basic. It's got everything you need here in terms of themes. You can go ahead and select a pre-designed theme to apply to your slideshow. So if you go, ooh, that's pretty, and you click on it, and then that's what it does, okay? I personally don't use themes, but hey, they're actually really nice if you want to create something super fast, okay? Next to themes, you have variants or changes on that theme, okay? So if you don't like the dark sort of look, you can choose a lighter, more orangey look. It's very orange. Oh, that's nice. Or you can choose what colors you like. What kind of fonts do you want to use? What sort of effects do you want to use? Even the background style as well. So that's all inside my design tab. Okay, your slide size and format background are here. Don't have to worry about those. And again, there's your design ideas. If you want to come up with something completely different, just automatically generated for you. So super pretty. There we go. All right. Let's look at transitions. Now this is where people go crazy. Let's have a look at transitions. Okay, a slide transition is what happens when one slide moves on to the next slide, either at the click of a button or after a certain number of seconds or minutes. So here we can see we have the transition to this slide. Okay, so this is slide number 2, and we've got a couple of different options here. And if you click here, there are all kinds of transitions. My suggestion is use subtle transitions. Subtle transitions, okay? Not over-the-top crazy stuff. Mostly young kids who are learning about PowerPoint, okay, in primary school, they're the ones who use crazy transitions, like curtains opening and things flashing everywhere and bouncing, and oh my word, it drives me insane. But, I mean, it's fun when you start, but when you want to do proper professional presentations, nice and subtle, please, okay? So here you can see we have a push one. If you click on it, it then gives you a quick preview of what it does. Very nice. The nice one is fade. That's nice and subtle. Super quick. Okay. To the right of that, we've got effect options. If there are options available for that transition, they will be available here. You can choose if you'd like a sound attached to the transition. No. Don't do it. Okay. You can do it, but don't. How long you want the transition to take place for. Okay. So the shorter the better. Like half a second to a second at the most. You can apply this to all your slides in one go, like one solid go, just every single slide, or do one at a time. It depends on what you're doing. Then the advanced slide, that means like how do you want to move on from one slide to the next? Normally it's on mouse click, that's the default, so you can click, next slide, great. Or you can have it transition automatically, so go from one slide to another automatically after a particular time that you give it, so seconds or even minutes. All right, so have a look at all of these. That's in the Transitions tab. Okay, let's have a look at animations. Okay, now for animations, you see that I've placed an object here, just a shape on, so I can activate animations. An animation is anything on the screen that is, you can make it do something, like move. Right? So again, this is where people tend to go a little bit overboard and like overkill. Subtle is best, okay? Subtle is best. But have a play first of all to see what there is. You can see there's a fade and it shows you what it does, or fly in, or float in, or split, or wipe, okay? And then of course next to animations you've got the options for that animation, from the left, from the right, from the bottom, from the top, okay? So all of these animations, and you can then choose how do you want that animation to start. Do you want to start on click, or with the previous animation, or after the previous animation? Here is my suggestion when working with animations. Switch on your animation pane, okay? Looks like this. There it is there. Okay, so every time you do something, animated, it pops up here because that's kind of like your timeline as to what happens first, what happens second, what happens third, and when it takes place. So please have a look at the animation pane as you add animations. Now you can add more than one animation to an object. It doesn't have to do just one thing. So for example, let's say this fades in and then we wanted to do something else. So I've already got it fading in, and you can see it's got number 1 on there, and I'm going to click on add animation and I will choose something else. Okay, let's never use that one, and let's have a look. So I can click at the top here and it's play from, so I can just preview how it's going to look. So play there, fades in and swivels around. Very exciting. All right, so have a play with those. Okay, animations can be exceptionally powerful, guys, if you use them wisely. All right, what is the next one? A slideshow. Let's have a look at that. Now, slideshow gives us all of the options that we need to look at when presenting our slideshow, our presentation. Let's have a look. We've got start slideshow from the beginning, from the current slide. Okay, present online. Very, very cool. You can present this and people all over the internet can watch your presentation in real time. Don't worry about using that. We don't do it in grade 10, but it's there. It's super cool. Or even a custom slideshow. So again, here, the shortcut key, F5, the function 5 key, starts your slideshow from the beginning. Remember that, much quicker, much easier than going through all these buttons or whatever. From the current slideshow, Shift F5. Okay, Shift F5 starts from the current slideshow. Sorry, I meant from the current slide, Shift F5. Okay, here we have the setup options. Okay, all the various things that you'd like to have running with your slideshow. So we can hide this slide, okay, so it won't appear when we're presenting. If we click on Setup Slideshow, have a look. We've got a couple of options here. What type of show is this? Does it loop? Do we take out the narration? Do we disable all the animations? Okay, so you don't need to know too much about this, okay? But have a look and see what it does, all right? Rehearse timings. That just means that if you want the slideshow to run on its own while you're just talking and you want to plan that to work with your speech, for example, you can actually do that. So you can click on rehearse timings and then it will go through each slide, and as you click to go to the next slide, it remembers the amount of time that slide needs to display. That's actually pretty cool. Record slideshow, super cool. You can record your slideshow and you can export it as a movie. You can actually make it into a video and send it to people. Very, very cool. Narrations, right? If you have narrated a slide, you can actually talk per slide and it records your voice and plays it on that slide. So you can create an entire interactive, self-containing presentation. You don't even have to then talk yourself. You have recorded everything beforehand. Very, very nice, guys. Try that out. Use timings, so it'll obviously just go through the slideshow automatically using the timings that you've recorded. Monitors. If you have more than one monitor, you can choose, okay, you know what, I would like the slides to appear either on the primary monitor, that's the computer you're using, or whichever other monitor you have. Okay, so it could be a whiteboard, a smartboard for a teacher, okay? It could be another monitor, a different screen altogether. They can decide where it wants to go. Presenter view actually just gives you a couple of options while you're presenting, and it's really handy for professional presenters, okay? Subtitles, okay, brand new. You won't be using it though in grade 10, but just know about it. You can actually have subtitles automatically appearing at the bottom or top or anywhere on your slides as you're talking. It actually creates captions automatically. I have made a video about that. Go look at the YouTube channel and you'll see about that. All right, let's look at the review tab. Okay, so in a nutshell, the review tab, just like we have in Word and Excel, it's the same thing, okay? It's spelling, it's a thesaurus, it's accessibility checking, translations, language, comments, showing comments, comparing one document to the other, etc. So this is basically what the review tab is all about, and we've been using Microsoft Word, so you know that, okay? So the view tab is next. In the View tab, now, we've got a couple of different ways of looking at our presentation while we're working with it. At the moment, it's in normal, like me. And then we have outline view, okay, which looks like that. And here you can see I can actually, as I'm look at this is the coolest part about outline view. This is a very quick way of creating slides, super quick, okay, without going from one to the next. You just go to outline view and you just type here. Try it out. I don't use it too much, but it can be handy if you need to create something very quickly. The slide sorter view, that just shows you all of your slides as thumbnails. There they are there, all good. And you can then, click and drag and move slides around and all that stuff, okay. The notes page, that's what that looks like. And this is actually good if you are going to be printing out your slides with notes. So you can print this out. People will get a little picture of the slide, and then the notes that you've typed for that slide will be underneath. Very handy when we look at the printing of slides. Okay. Reading view runs your presentation kind of like you're showing it, but it's just easier for the person to just go from one slide to the next using the tools at the bottom. All right, I hope that makes sense. Master views, slide master, handout master, notes master. These are your main templates. I'm going to show you, if I go to this slide here, that's my second slide, you can see what template it's based on. If I go to slide master, that's what that does. It's kind of like the background template that all these slides are based on. So if you add something in the master section, it will be on every slide that you create using that layout. Okay. If I need to, I'll do a separate video on that, but just know that, for example, if I go and I put in text box here, and I just type in something there, okay, watch carefully, and I then go slide master, and I'm just going to close that. Now, if I go and insert a new slide, there it is there, the section header. Do you see that the text that I put, I can't edit that because that's on the slide master. So that's what the slide master is for. All right, that was in the view tab there. We can then switch on the ruler, grid lines, and guides, depending on how accurate you really want to be. We can zoom in and out of our slides, but you can use your control and your scroll wheel up and down. That's pretty easy. Fit the thing to the window, grayscale, I don't know why, black and white, switch back to black and white. Shapes, arranging objects to the front and to the back. You will be familiar with all of these. We've done this plenty of times in Word as well. And the rest, I think, is pretty easy, guys. Finding stuff, there it is there. Control F, replace, Control H, so find and replace. Select a tool, you can select objects. If you can't get hold of them, you can use the Select Objects tool. So there's actually quite a bit. And then your dictation again. These two are add-ins there. The design ideas we know, that's picks and characters. Okay, that's the view. Now, the last one, actually, the add-ins we won't be doing is recording. Let's look at recording. The best part about the new PowerPoint is the recording tool. Okay, it's super powerful. We can record the slideshow from the beginning or from the current slide, and everything we do gets recorded. If we're drawing on the slide or narrating the slide, we can have our video showing, we can have our voice being put there as an audio block. It's very cool, guys, and you can create a complete presentation, whether you're a teacher for your students or you're a student. You can make something for your teacher and they can just go through all your work and you can talk them through it. Very cool. We can insert forms like a quiz or a survey. We can insert screenshots very quickly, very easily. We know how to do windows and screen clippings. Okay. We can do a screen recording. We can click on that, choose a section of your screen, record what you're doing, and it puts it there as a video on your slide. That is super cool. We can insert video, insert audio, and then the last thing, save as a show or export this as a movie. And so there you go. That, in a nutshell, is your entire ribbon in Microsoft PowerPoint and all the various groups and options that you have available. So let's get started on making some slides.